Welcome back, everybody, to the Colorado Rockies franchise on MLB The Show 21. We are not going to spend much more time in Season 1, as the Rockies are firmly in last place, like 30 games behind the Dodgers or something. There have been no twists or turns this season. It's just been a 90-game block of bad baseball. We've had a few players that have had good seasons and have been fun to follow, but we currently have the 25th best batting average in the majors. We are only tied for 21st in run production, playing half of our games in one of the best places to score runs. And on top of that, the pitching is even worse, ranked 28th in ERA, almost a 5. Somehow the Red Sox are worse than us, and they spend a whole lot more money than the Colorado Rockies do, so that's a little victory for us. But let's get on to the All-Star break now, and the Home Run Derby. This should be some fun. Here are your league leaders at this point of the season, with Juan Soto hitting .326 for the Nationals. Tommy La Stella's having a really good season. And then Yordan Alvarez hitting .325, along with Alex Verdugo in the American League. Juan Soto has hit 26 home runs. Dominic Smith, 25. That's a bit surprising that he's in second place. But Franmil Reyes, he has the most. 27, and two more players in the American League with 26. Teoscar Hernandez and Luke Voit of the Yankees. These are some of the players that make up the participants in this year's Home Run Derby. And to save time, I made these 2-minute rounds instead of 4. And I think it plays out really nicely. The Derby gets done in around 40 minutes. But the first head-to-head, we have Cody Bellinger, who's the 8th seed, against Franmil Reyes. Most home runs in the majors. Bellinger got off to a really solid start and hit some of his best home runs late in the round. This is hardly on screen here. A triple-decker for Cody Bellinger, and that wasn't his only one. This one also gets into the third deck. Bellinger puts up a very strong 13 home runs. So how would Franmil Reyes fare? Well, for Reyes, he got off to a solid start as well. In the first minute, he had already clobbered 4 home runs, but a long way to go to catch Bellinger. Can you stay consistent enough over these 2 minutes, plus the 30 seconds of bonus time? Reyes really wasn't able to, and too many of these swings came up short. You need a very good pace to get to 13, and Reyes only got 9. The current home run leader is knocked out in round 1, taking us to the other matchup in the National League, Christian Yelich versus Juan Soto. Yelich pulled so many of these down the line, which some of them went foul, one hit the foul pole. It's not really the best strategy. You want to make sure that your best contact's at least going to go over the fence. So Yelich ended up putting up 11, not quite what Bellinger put up. And then Soto just didn't seem like he had the home run swing perfect to start. His start was very slow. He went into bonus time basically having to put together a perfect stretch and hit some impressive home runs, but not enough. Only getting 8. And that gave us the second upset, with Yelich being the 5 seed, moving on to face Bellinger in the semifinals. To the American League we go. Red Sox versus Yankees. Xander Bogaerts versus Luke Voit. Now, I really wasn't expecting a lot of Bogaerts. He does hit some home runs, but I don't think of him as an elite power hitter. But the ball was just flying off his bat. These were impressive home runs, and he got pretty hot in this first round, especially towards the end. It looked like it might just be an okay round, similar to what Soto or Reyes did, but Bogaerts found his swing with around a minute to go, including bonus time, and he put together a nice stretch, getting 10 going into bonus time, clobbering one to 484. And finishing the round with his 13th home run, equaling what Cody Bellinger did with a 460-foot shot. That brings up the Yankee Luke Voit. Could he get to 13? Here's one deep to center. He's got the strength to pull off some impressive home runs here in Coors. The pace he started out with gave him a chance to catch Bogaerts, but it takes impressive consistency to get there. Voit gets to 469. In bonus time, he was set up perfectly. Down by 1. Voit to left, ties it with a 418-foot blast. And trying to take the lead, he's going down the line. That one's definitely foul. He gets one more swing to pull off the comeback. Down the line again, it's got a shot, but it's foul by inches. Sending this to a playoff or an overtime. 13 each. So to the playoff we go. Bogaerts was so consistent at the end of his round. Once we got to overtime, he just picked up where he left off. 459 to left. Another one going deep to left. And here in the playoff, you just get 1 minute. Bogaerts had 7 swings, and 6 of them were home runs. How do you possibly match that? Luke Voit would give it his best shot. He had to be pretty much perfect, and he was not. Only getting 1 home run in the first 30 seconds. But to close it out, he'd at least go out with a bang. 493 feet to deep left field. Bogaerts moves on to the semifinals. Red Sox top the Yankees here today. And the last of our first round matchups, it's Paul Goldschmidt and Teoscar Hernandez. I wasn't expecting a lot here of Goldschmidt. He put together 8, same as Juan Soto. Not a spectacular round after the show that Bogaerts and Voit put on. So I expected Teoscar Hernandez to win this, and he tied it going into bonus time, and then wouldn't waste any time, clobbering the next pitch for his 9th home run to seal his spot in the semifinals. So we get Bellinger and Yelich on one side versus Bogaerts and Hernandez. Bellinger, Bogaerts, and Luke Voit all had 13 in their initial rounds, so we knew anything in the double digits was a pretty strong score. Bellinger got off to a decent start, but his second minute was a lot better than his first, having a nice streak, putting up 10 going into bonus time. And he would end up with his first round scoring 11 home runs. This one down the line into like the second row. Christian Yelich. Could he match Bellinger? He's trying to go to dead center field. That one comes up short. Not the best first minute or so for Yelich. He'd have to get really hot to catch him. And this one goes to 427. In bonus time, he's got to basically go 3 in a row. And this one's going to be out in right center field. Bellinger advances 13 in round 1, 11 in round 2. Now it's Bogaerts versus Teoscar Hernandez. And not many pulled this off, but Bogaerts does go to right center field for a home run. Not many were hitting the ball the other way whatsoever. Bogaerts didn't have the best first minute, but he still hit some deep home runs and got hot in his second minute. He had the 484-foot homer earlier. That one goes 496, a 12 home run round. Teoscar Hernandez started strong, but then had a bit of a slump. He had 9 with 20 seconds to go in bonus time. 393, that gets to 10. You have maybe 2 more swings. They both have to go. And Hernandez out of time. That's jammed foul. Perhaps just tiring out there in bonus time. So the finals will give us Cody Bellinger versus Xander Bogaerts. These two were easily the strongest competitors in their first 2 rounds. Bellinger goes 475. This one's going deep down the line and right. Bellinger may have had some of the most fun home runs to watch, but he eventually started to slow down. Some of these wouldn't even be base hits. That one's probably a double. Bellinger wouldn't have a bad round, but it was going to be his weakest of the 3. This one does not leave. I think it hooked foul. 10 is still a solid score, but Bogaerts put up 13, had the great playoff, and then 12. And he's able to hit home runs without the best contact or pulling the ball. 443 that time. Bogaerts, that's into left field. A slow start, just a couple home runs in the first 50 seconds. 10 is still a tough one to catch if you get into a slump. But he goes yard, 435 feet, and starts to get into a rhythm, pulling the ball to left center field. 393. 6 home runs. About a minute to go, including bonus time. Again, he's going to center, just kind of showing off here. 457. He's within 2. We're almost to bonus time, and this one's gonna go. One more to at least tie Bellinger. 21 seconds left. I'm not sure that's good enough. This one lands in center field. Time for 2 more swings. He clobbers one to left center. That'll tie it at 10. 490. It comes down to one last swing as time expires. Xander Bogaerts is your home run derby champion. Wrapping it up with a 493-foot moonshot. The distance he had, I am impressed. I thought we'd see Bellinger and Soto maybe put together the most impressive performances. Xander Bogaerts, though, such an entertaining watch here for the home run derby. I wasn't sure how well the derby would do for content, but Bogaerts' run made it. Impressive the entire way, start to finish. He never had a bad round, maybe a bad 45-second stretch, and that's it. Bogaerts is the much-deserved champion, taking home the Home Run Derby title. And that'll take us into the Midsummer Classic, the All-Star Game. I thought for a while one of our relievers would make it, but they've played pretty poorly down the stretch. And Trevor Story has gotten the vote, so they don't even have to just say, hey, your best player's gonna represent you, because at least one player will be from every team. Trevor Story, he's gonna be starting here at shortstop as our only All-Star. Probably being recruited by just about everybody else at the All-Star Game, as this is probably one of the last times he'll be playing in a Rockies uniform in this series. Into the first inning here. By the way, quick counts. Really good call, I think, for the All-Star Game. Pitching with Jacob deGrom. How refreshing was this? The ball goes where you aim it. I know that sounds so simple, but it hasn't been for the Rockies this year. I only pitched 1 inning with Jacob deGrom, but I really enjoyed it. We were up against Garrett Cole to start things. Ronald Acuna. This is a bouncer up the middle. Nice play at short. Acuna's retired. Juan Soto batting third, and this one taken low. Soto always good at working the count and drawing walks. He's aboard for Christian Yelich, and Cole will get him on the slider way inside. Trevor Bauer pitching in the second inning. Franmil Reyes over to third base and trying to go for some style points. That was completely unnecessary. Chris Bryant cannot make the throw, and then we get a double play ball. Come on, I thought this was the All-Star Game, and we're having some bad defensive miscues. And then Luke Voit out to center. Another home run in Coors, putting the American League up 3-0. Bottom of the second inning, Bellinger versus Garrett Cole, and that's a perfect swing out to left center field. That's a triple if it lands out there. Bellinger around second, he gets to third easily, giving an RBI opportunity to the only player from the Rockies here, Trevor Story. In Colorado, trying to come through to get the National League on the board. And Garrett Cole strikes him out on the high fastball. With 2 down, it's up to Paul Goldschmidt. He grounds the slider to the right side, and we cannot bring Bellinger home. Good job by Garrett Cole. We'll take this into the 4th inning. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. A line drive over to third. Nice catch that time by Chris Bryant. And then Alex Bregman versus Carlos Carrasco. He gets him looking, strike 3. Twins pitcher Kenta Maeda on the mound in the 4th as Yelich drives one down the line, just like in the Derby. 1-2, strikes out again. Another slider on the inside. Cody Bellinger for the 2nd time clobbers another one to center field. 2 perfect swings. Bellinger into the forest in center. The National League is on the board. Home Run Derby champion Xander Bogaerts batting in the 5th. He gets a 2-out single into center field. And another defensive miscue is going to give him an extra base. That'll bring up Franmil Reyes. He may have lost the Derby in the 1st round, but he is still the league's home run leader. Somehow that one was like hooking. It looked like it might go foul, and then somehow it just straightened out at the end. That was weird. Zach Greinke pitching in the 5th for the American League. He walks the Pirate, Colin Moran, and then JT Realmuto with a slider right down the middle. Gone to left field. The National League get 2 back. 5-3 ball game. Really wanted to make something happen here with Ronald Acuna Jr. This is going out to center. We know the ball flies in this ballpark, but this one's not going to get out. In the 6th inning, we have the relief pitchers now out there, and Anthony Bass gets the ground ball. Trevor Story throws out Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Alex Bregman, 2-2. He strikes out again, this time on the high fastball. National League trying to get back in this game. Trevor Story ends up drawing a walk in the 6th inning, putting a couple aboard for Chris Bryant. 3-2 count. Bryant ground ball to short, and Bogaerts misplays it, and they're loaded. I can't get over the defensive miscues in the All-Star game. Anyway, we got to get something here. Colin Moran jammed into shallow left. It'll fall in for a single, and it will score 2, tying the All-Star game at 5. Trying to take the lead. Ronald Acuna, this is going to right center. Again, did not get all of it, but maybe Bryant can get to 3rd base. Alex Verdugo, one hop to 3rd, and they get him! I'd send him again. That's a perfect throw. That's what it took. I didn't think he could, especially because nobody had made an impressive defensive play to that point. 5-5 in the 7th inning. That one's down the line. A base hit for Kurt Suzuki. Teoscar Hernandez ends up drawing a walk. Tanner Rainey has some trouble here in the 7th. And the bases are loaded for Freddie Galvis. Rainey gets ahead in the count, 1-2. And that's what an all-star reliever should do. Get strikeouts in these tough situations. That brings up Joey Wendell. Here's a dribbler. And Rainey has no play at home and can't get the out at first either. Wanted to go home there to prevent the run. Ends up being the wrong call. Richard Rodriguez comes in. He walks Nelson Cruz. American League goes up 7-5. And then Trevor Story, a nice play at short. We get a double play to limit the damage to 2. Can the National League get those back? Liam Hendricks on the mound from the White Sox. He misses with the slider, walking Cody Bellinger. That means 2 aboard for Trevor Story. Another chance in front of the home crowd. 2-2. Hendricks strikes him out with a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. In the 8th inning, Mark Melancon facing Alex Bregman. This is going deep to left center field. It's down in the corner, and Bregman will have another triple for the American League. That brings up Kurt Suzuki, who gets his 2nd base hit. This one puts the American League up by 3 runs. In the 9th inning, Brad Hand out to face Nelson Cruz, and he will exit through the tunnel in left field. The American League were just too much for us. They hit the ball pretty hard, a lot of extra base hits, a lot of big home runs. And they're shifting in the All-Star game to close it out against Juan Soto. The American League wins 9-5. Very fun game. If you're playing these in your franchise, I highly recommend quick counts to keep the pace of play fun. You won't get bored that way, that's for sure. You can pretty much go in looking to swing every time the ball is thrown. It was a good time to play with some of the best players around the league, and it's good, especially for me, handling this Rockies team, to just see what it's like to play with a bunch of all-stars and realize only one of them is on our team, and for how much longer, because the trade deadline's coming up, and Trevor Story is likely on his way out. I know some would like to see what we could do keeping him, but I just think that we're so far away. With Story at 28 years old, by the time we're competitive, he might no longer be a top shortstop, a top home run hitter, and trading him can help us out in this rebuild and shore up some of the weaknesses in this organization. Going through these prospect trades, the one that intrigued me the most was for Shane McClanahan of the Rays, who is number 10 ranked prospect in our game right now. You could also potentially get like Adley Rutschman from the Orioles, who's the top catcher prospect, but I'm not sure that's the right move. It's an intriguing one. I'm really interested in adding a top pitching prospect. The Twins also have a trade I potentially want to make. Jordan Balazovic is their top pitching prospect, and in this offer they were even including Luis Arraez and Nelson Cruz. I love Nelson Cruz, but he's a bad fit for this team, being 40 and us being like 40 years away from a championship. So maybe Max Kepler in a trade like that would make some sense. Some corner outfield help potentially. Minnesota's actually very deep in their organization at corner outfielders, so Kepler would make some sense. Luis Arraez is a good contact hitter. I like having one or two contact specialists in the lineup. So I think that trade would honestly work extremely well for us and give us an A potential pitcher who could be pitching for us within a year. And if we make a move like that, Brendan Rodgers likely becomes the new everyday shortstop. And so far this season, he's been putting together a decent year. He's still developing. You have guys like Bobby Dahlbeck, Gavin Lux, who are getting some playing time with their respective teams and just getting ready to be kind of more dependent upon by those teams. And I think Rodgers is the equivalent for us. He has position flexibility. Obviously, we'd be playing him at shortstop. Garrett Hampson is flexible as well. We're playing him in the outfield mostly, and he may stay there. But I'd be very comfortable having Brendan Rodgers become the new everyday shortstop. I'm not sure he'll ever have the power of Trevor Story, but he has a very balanced skill set, and hopefully the development can take some of those skills to pretty high levels. They're all in the low to mid 50s right now. The core of the lineup then would basically be Garrett Hampson, CJ Cron, unless he's traded, Charlie Blackmon, and Ryan McMahon. You might call him our best player on offense at that point. Charlie Blackmon's still pretty good. He's had a nice season for us. He gets a hit here, finally breaking the shutout against Kershaw in the 9th, who ends up getting 26 of the 27 outs, as we are able to at least score 2 runs in the 9th inning, but still lose again to Los Angeles, who have an incredible win percentage this year. We're so far away from the Dodgers, we might as well be on the East Coast. We'll probably only have a couple more episodes to finish out the season. We are looking to trade Trevor Story. I'd just like some final feedback, but I think that Twins package sounds perfect. Exactly what I'm looking for. A pitcher plus players who could develop into solid role players for us. Maybe not players we build around specifically, but there's always a chance that if we get a guy like Max Kepler, that he develops into a really high quality corner outfielder. He's had good seasons in the past. And I'll be continuing to look for anybody who can make a move up to the majors down at AAA. I think that Colton Welker, potentially when he's healthy again, he's on the injured list right now. And Zach Veen's actually hurt, but I'm more so thinking about next year and spring training for him. But that is going to do it for today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the episode. It was a lot of fun to put together. I really enjoyed the home run derby thanks to Xander Bogaerts. And you can let me know if you enjoyed this style of episode for the All-Star break. I can do this the same way going forward. But leave your feedback down below, and if you enjoyed the video today, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. There's more Rockies franchise coming your way soon. Have a great day, everybody.